Hello, I'm Sue Bartles.
And I'm Lee Halloo.
And our paper is on Sarbanes Oxley and the IT implications. Sarbanes Oxley was originally enacted to protect the consumers and the investors. It wanted to make companies more transparent. It greatly changed the focus of IT within companies. Before Sarbanes-Oxley, nothing was really thought too much about IT as long as they kept the processes running that went on in the company. And it was to protect from outsiders. Since Sarbanes-Oxley, IT's role has changed dramatically. Now they have to make sure that not only are the controls in place and that they work, but they have to make sure that upper management understands them, because they have to attest to them once a year so that they do not get in trouble and go to jail like the Enron people did. They also have to make sure that they are allowing outsiders in while still protecting the company's data. The added emphasis on internal controls has had an added benefit for business. It has made them leaner and more efficient. And in this lean economic situation, that can only be a benefit to any company. So many companies let their suppliers in to do automatic reordering. Those suppliers have a legitimate need to get into certain files, but should not be allowed to just go willy-nilly anywhere within the company's files.
Sarbanes-Oxley and its development. Corporate scandals in the 80s led to the Treadway Commission. Commission reforms led to today's SOX provisions. Committee of Sponsoring Organizations was a group of private organizations set up by the Treadway Commission to develop a framework to incorporate Sarbanes-Oxley into everyday business practices. Finally, the Information Systems Audit and Control Association created a 130-page book outlining IT control objectives for Sarbanes-Oxley. This gave businesses the blueprint they needed to incorporate it into everyday business practices. While SOX has gone a long way towards protecting both consumers and businesses, we still have a long way to go. Just as IT is ever-changing, legislation that provides a blueprint for IT security also needs to evolve as well. As IT continues to grow, more legislation will likely be necessary to monitor security, because, as Sue mentioned, security is at the forefront of both business and consumer needs.
How it is used in business. IT has become a part of every single business decision. Who has access to what is of great concern to companies? That one of their biggest resources is data, and IT's job is to help protect it and make it available for the people that need to use it. With businesses so spread out these days, some companies like Coca-Cola are on multiple continents. IT not only has to deal with the internal controls, but they have to set up a system that will work with the laws and requirements of other countries as well. Many different departments might need to use as the same data file, but different parts of it. And IT can help set that up so that sales can see the sales records and the outstanding balance for a client, but not be able to access their bank accounts or their charge card. And that's important for a customer to feel safe that not just everyone has access to their personal information.
How IT supports a business strategy. IT must create a business environment which allows a company to share info with outsiders in which all parties know their info is safe. Publicly traded companies are required to comply with SOX, while it's in the best interest of privately held companies to do the same. Security controls need to be aligned with business objectives for the benefit of everyone involved. As companies have become more and more cognizant of the importance of IT security, they have made security a bigger part of the overall business strategy. Companies now realize that a consumer's confidence that their personal info is secure is just as important to the consumer as any other aspect of the transaction. SOX laid the groundwork for businesses to see the light and pushed IT security to the forefront. Now that secure mentality is ingrained in a business, and they make it a function of everything they do with IT.
Implementation and recommendations. Security has become a major part of every business decision. IT is involved in all aspects of the business decisions. Security needs to be a part of the mentality of the company from the top down. The CEOs no longer can say they don't know what's going on in their companies, and they have to be responsible now for attesting to the fact that the controls are there in place and that they work. Employees are not able to just go anywhere they want to within a company's files. And more companies are cracking down on the security of the data that they have, as they realize that data is one of their greatest resources. Recently, a private was able to download thousands of pages of information that's sensitive to the government and distribute it to WikiLeaks. In the past, a government employee at the VA administration took a laptop home and it was stolen. They had to provide theft identity alerts for thousands of veterans because their Social Security numbers and private information was on that laptop. There's a lot of employers that no longer allow their company to have terminals that have exterior ports like thumb drives or jump drive ports. They have called smart machines and they've eliminated them. The ports no longer work. With RFID and encryption, IT has become more involved in tracking inventory and passing information back and forth between different corporate offices. And this has made our data a lot more secure. IT needs to be a major part of all the company's strategy and not just an afterthought.
In concluding, the Sarbanes-Oxley Act forced businesses to take a strong look at how they treated security, and now businesses have come to realize how beneficial it is for them to do so. SOX forced businesses to provide the security they needed to be successful. It has helped make consumers confident in the security that businesses provide, as businesses have become more and more reliant on IT as part of overall business strategy. SOX has pushed security to the forefront, which in turn has led to a happier consumer. With more and more of consumers' personal info becoming part of what companies do on a day-to-day basis, and with identity theft becoming a huge concern for consumers, it has become essential for consumers to trust business, and SOX has gone a long way towards protecting consumers, but we have a long way to go. As Sue mentioned, with the WikiLeaks ordeal and the ordeal at the VA, security is at the forefront. And with security being at the forefront, it's something that all businesses need to focus on, and SOX has put it in people's minds. Thanks.